If you are planning ahead for 2026 and you love personalized stationeries, today's video is for you. In this video, I'll show you step by step how to make this custom fabric planner cover. Fully removable, reusable, and perfect for upgrading any planner or notebook. This is a beginner-friendly project, practical, and a great sewing project to start the new year with. In this video, I'll walk you through how I came about the design, how to measure your planner or the book that you want to customize, cutting the fabric, sewing, adding your closure, then finish everything neatly. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do well to do so now. And don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming pattern drafting and sewing tutorials. Let's get started. Here's what you need for this project. For this planner, you will need a fusible fleece to add a little bit of body to the fabric. Then your main fabric, that's for the outer part of the book cover, then your lining, then the book that you want to customize. So you later on measure the book to get the measurement you need. Then your pins, matching thread, then chalk, then your measuring tape, then your ruler. Now you need some measurements, so take your book and then take your measurements. So first, measure the length of the book you are going to use for your planner. So in this case, the length of this book is 8.5. So write it down. Then you measure the width of the book, which you start from here. Then you measure around the binder, then to the other side, which in this case is 12.75 inches. So I'll write that also down. So the total width of the book is 12.75 and the length is 8.5 inches. But I want 3 pieces for the front part, so I'll subtract 1.25 from the 12.75 to use as a binder. So the main fabric, I'll cut 3 pieces, 1 for the front, 1 for the back, and then 1 for the binder. So I'll be taking this binder 1.25. But before that, we need this the width of the book. We have to add 1.5 to it. 1.5 to the width, making 14.25. So this is now the length of the book, and the width to be adding 1.5 to it, which will be 10 inches. So the length, this is what we'll be using. This is what you'll be using for the book now. So now that we have this, we want the lining. I'll just cut 14 by 10 inches for the lining. But when it comes to the main fabric, I want to separate it. So I'll cut 7 inches. I'll cut 7 inches. That's half inch here to join it to the binding. So I cut 7 inches here, 7 inches, that's here, 7 inches. Then the length will be the same as this one, 10 inches. So that will be for this one. And I'll need a pocket for one side of the book, outside one of the book. So I'll be cutting 7 inches. Then I want the pocket to be somewhere here. About 2/3 of the book. So I'll be cutting 7 by 7. So after folding and everything, I'll get about 6 inches thereabouts. So the binding too, I'll be cutting this. The total binding I need is 1.25. The total binding I need is 1.25. But I'll be joining the binding to the main fabric, which is half. So I'll use half inch here to join to the main fabric here. So I'll be adding half inch here, making 2.25. So after joining, you still get back to 1.25. That's why I wrote 6.25 here, because after cutting after joining the binding here, I'll be left with 6.5. 6.5. Then plus this, you get the total of this, just like how you wanted it. So this plus this is 13 plus 14.25. So that's the total amount. So that's the binding. Then after that, I will need a bias to cover the front side where I'll be having the pocket. I'll need a bias. So I'll cut a bias strip of 2 by 10. Then I'll need the inside cover here. You need something to fold inside, so I'll use inside cover of 6.25 by 10 inches. I'll cut 2 because I have to join it to get a nice to have a professional looking. So I'll cut 2 of that. Then the inside cover for the other side, I'll cut 6.25 by 10 inches. Then the inside cover for the front, I'll be adding pockets. So this is the pocket for the inside cover for the front. So I'll add a pocket of 7 inches by 6.25 inches. That'll be the pocket. And then I'll have an overlap here that I'll use to close it. So when I finish everything, I'll use the book to explain what I'm having now. And then I'll need a belt to hold the book so that it will hold the book very well. So I'll cut that one to 2 inches by 10 inches. So that's what you'll be using for this. So this is the idea I have, and this is what we are going to use to cut our book cover. Now that we are done with the planning stage, let's go ahead and cut all the pieces we need for the book cover. First, let's cut our feasible interface. The measurement I am using for the feasible interface is 9 inches by 13.25 inches. Thus, I'm taking 1 inch off so that the interface will not get to the very edge of the fabric and the lining. So I want it to be ½ inch less all around. That's why I'm cutting 9 inches by 13.25. So mark and cut that. Now let's go ahead and cut our lining for the book cover. So the measurement for the lining is 10 inches by 14.25 inches. So one piece, you need only one piece, 14 inches, 14.25 by 10 inches, or 10 inches by 14.25. So go ahead and cut that for your lining. Now let's go ahead and cut our main fabric. So for the front part of the book cover, we need 3 pieces for the outer part, and the first piece, which is the front and the back, measures 7 inches by 10 inches. So we'll cut 2 of that, 7 inches by 10 inches for the front and back. Then next, we will cut the inside cover, which also measures 6.25 by 10 inches. The second one is the inside cover, and the first one is the outside cover. So now we need our binder, which also measures 2.25 by 10 inches. So that we will need 1 piece. So measure and cut a strip like so. Next, we will need our strip that we will use to hold the book at the back, and the measurement we are using is 2 inches by 10 inches. So measure and so cut a strip of 2 inches by 10 inches. Now we need our outside pocket, which measures 7 inches by 7 inches. So you measure 7 inches by 7 inches, then cut the outside pockets just like so. Now we need our inside pocket, which also measure 6.25 by 7 inches. So you need one of that for the inside. Then 2 pieces of our inside cover, which also measure 6.25 by 10 inches. Please don't forget to subscribe and tap on the notification bell so that you don't miss the next stage for this tutorial, where I'll be showing the whole project. Then we will cut our flap, which measure 4 inches by 4 inches, 2 pieces. We'll use one for lining, then one for the main body. Initially, I wanted to use a bias strip to finish the inside of the front inside of the cover, but I later on used lining, so I cut a lining which measures 7 inches by 10 inches to line the inside front part of the book. In our next video, we are going to sew the pieces and then finish everything, so stay tuned. Until then, bye bye.